Most people spend their entire lives trying to become someone. A role, a title, a version of themselves that fits. According to Carl Jung, that is not the same thing as becoming whole. In fact, Carl Jung believed that many people mistake adaptation for growth. They learn how to function, how to survive, how to be accepted, but never ask a deeper question: who am I, beneath what I had to become? This question sits at the heart of one of Carl Jung's most important ideas: individuation. Individuation is not about self-improvement. It is not about confidence, productivity, or success. It is not about becoming better in the eyes of others. According to Carl Jung, individuation is the lifelong process of becoming who you already are, but have not yet dared to face. And it is far more unsettling than most people expect. What individuation really means. Carl Jung used the word individuation to describe the process by which a person becomes a psychological whole, a unified self rather than a fragmented personality. At birth, you are not whole. You are potential. As you grow, your personality forms around adaptation. You learn what is rewarded, what is punished, what is welcomed, and what is rejected. Slowly, unconsciously, you shape yourself to survive in the world around you. According to Carl Jung, this is not a mistake. It is necessary. But it comes at a cost. Parts of you that don't fit are pushed aside. Traits that threaten acceptance are buried. Impulses that cause conflict are suppressed. Over time, you become functional, but divided. Individuation begins the moment a person senses that something essential has been left behind. Not lost, left behind. Carl Jung believed that the psyche never truly discards anything. What is rejected does not disappear. It moves into the unconscious, waiting. Individuation is the process of meeting what you left there. The persona, the mask you mistake for yourself. According to Carl Jung, the first obstacle to individuation is the persona. The persona is the social mask you wear. It is the version of yourself designed to function in society. Your profession, your manners, your public opinions, your carefully managed image. The persona is not fake, but it is not the whole truth. Carl Jung warned that when a person identifies too strongly with their persona, they become alienated from their inner life. They confuse role with identity. You don't have a persona. You are the persona. And when that happens, the unconscious begins to rebel. Symptoms appear: anxiety without a clear cause, depression that success doesn't cure, a sense of emptiness that distractions can't fill. According to Carl Jung, these are not signs of weakness, they are signals. The psyche is saying, you are not living as a whole. Individuation requires loosening your identification with the persona, not abandoning society, but realizing that your social role is only one layer of your being. The shadow, what you were taught not to be. Once the persona cracks, individuation leads to something far more uncomfortable: the shadow. The shadow contains everything you were taught not to be: anger, jealousy, selfishness, cruelty, weakness, desire, even creativity and strength, if they were discouraged. According to Carl Jung, the shadow is not evil, but it often feels that way because it holds what the ego refuses to accept. Most people project their shadow onto others. They see their own denied traits everywhere but themselves. The people who irritate you, the behaviors you judge harshly, the flaws you can't tolerate. Carl Jung believed these reactions are mirrors. Individuation does not mean eliminating the shadow. It means recognizing it as part of you. This is one of Jung's most misunderstood ideas: integrating the shadow. does not mean acting it out. It means taking responsibility for it. A person who knows their capacity for aggression is less dangerous than one who denies it. A person who acknowledges their envy is less controlled by it. According to Carl Jung, morality without self-knowledge is fragile. True ethical strength comes from awareness, not repression. The anima and animus, the inner other. As individuation deepens, Carl Jung believed another layer of the psyche emerges, the anima and animus. In men, the anima represents the unconscious feminine dimension. In women, the animus represents the unconscious masculine dimension. These are not stereotypes. They are symbolic structures. According to Carl Jung, these inner figures shape how we relate to emotion, reason, intuition, meaning, and relationships. When unconscious, they are often projected onto others. You don't see the person, you see your inner image. Idealization, obsession, sudden disillusionment. These experiences are not just about love, they are encounters with the unconscious. Individuation requires withdrawing these projections and meeting the anima or animus within. This is why relationships can be catalysts for growth or sources of endless suffering. Carl Jung believed that until a person confronts their inner opposite, they remain psychologically incomplete, seeking externally what must be developed internally. The self, the center beyond the ego. At the core of individuation is what Carl Jung called the self, not the ego, not the personality, not the identity you defend. The self is the totality of the psyche, conscious and unconscious. According to Carl Jung, the ego is only a small island in a vast inner sea. Individuation is the process of aligning the ego with the self, rather than mistaking the ego for the whole. This alignment is not comfortable. The self does not care about your plans. It does not care about your image. It does not care about your comfort. It cares about balance. When life events disrupt your sense of control, loss, failure, illness, endings, Carl Jung believed these moments often represent movements toward individuation. The ego experiences them as breakdowns. The psyche experiences them as corrections. Dreams, the language of individuation. According to Carl Jung, dreams are not random. They are communications. Dreams reveal what the conscious mind refuses to see. They compensate for imbalance. They warn. They guide. During individuation, dreams often intensify. Symbols repeat. Narratives deepen. The unconscious demands attention. Carl Jung did not interpret dreams with fixed meanings. He listened to them as living expressions of the psyche. A dream is not a puzzle to be solved, it is a message to be understood. Ignoring dreams, according to Carl Jung, is like ignoring a letter from your own soul. Individuation is not happiness. One of the most important things Carl Jung emphasized is that individuation does not promise happiness. It promises wholeness. Happiness is episodic. Wholeness is structural. An individuated person may still suffer, fail, grieve, and doubt. The difference is that their suffering has meaning. It belongs to them. According to Carl Jung, neurosis often arises when a person lives a life that contradicts their inner nature. Individuation reduces inner conflict, not by simplifying life, but by aligning it. Why most people resist individuation? Individuation demands responsibility. No more blaming parents. No more hiding behind roles. No more outsourcing meaning. You must face what you are capable of, both light and dark. Carl Jung understood why most people resist this path. It threatens identity. It disrupts certainty. It dissolves comforting illusions. But according to Carl Jung, avoiding individuation does not preserve stability. It merely postpones confrontation. What is unconscious will eventually express itself, one way or another. The lifelong process. Individuation is not a phase. It is not an achievement. It does not end. Carl Jung believed that individuation continues throughout life, changing form with age. In youth, it often focuses on separation and identity. In midlife, it confronts meaning and shadow. Later in life, it turns toward integration and acceptance. The goal is not perfection. It is coherence. According to Carl Jung, the greatest danger is not darkness, but unconsciousness. Individuation is the courage to become conscious of who you are, not who you were told to be, not who you learned to perform, but who you actually are beneath adaptation. It is a lonely path at times, but it is the only one that leads inward rather than in circles. Because according to Carl Jung, you do not become whole by adding something new. You become whole by reclaiming what was lost. And that process, slow, unsettling, and deeply human, is what he called individuation.